Good evening, friends. God bless you. I was reading Psalm 23, and you have read it so many times, I believe. Psalm 23, verse 4 caught my eye. Yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. And when I was thinking about this one particular verse, I realized that David is saying something that I have never thought about. David is not questioning that, Lord, why I have to walk in the valley of shadow of death. His focus is not on whether I should walk in the valley of shadow of death or not, or will God prevent me from going through such experience. He is not focusing on what will happen in his life or what will not happen in his life, what he will get, what he will not get. He is not thinking about what if. He is focused on the constant in his life that you are with me. And I look into my life and I realize that I question God so many times. Lord, why I have to walk through the valley of shadow of death? Why you don't remove that valley of shadow of death from my path? Why you are leading me, or why you are allowing me to go through some of the situations that are hard for me to handle, hard for me to understand, hard for me to keep my faith? David could have asked those questions, but he did not. He is not focused, again, he's not focused on the situation. He is focused on the goodness of God, on the promises of God. And I realized that in Old Testament, compared to us, they did not have the seminaries, they did not have churches, they did not have teachers, they did not have those kind of things. I don't believe that they were reading Bible every single day. So how they come up with this, how David come up with this assurance that his lifestyle is molded in a way that he is not focusing on what will happen, what will not happen. And when I look at my life, I realize that how much time I'm wasting on thinking what if, rather than is God with me or not? Can I trust him? Can I rely on him? Again, if you turn to Exodus 33 verse 15, Moses is talking to God and he said that verse 15, then he said to him, if your presence does not go with us, do not bring us from here. So Moses in the wilderness, it's a harsh life. It's a reality. Living in a tent, not a comfort. But his focus is not on a surrounding or the situation. Moses is saying that, Lord, if you are not going with us, I would rather stay in this wilderness. Going back to David's Psalm 23, I started looking into that. Is this a real place called Valley of Shadow of Death? And I realized that there is a place called Wadi Qualt. It's called, I pronounce incorrectly, Wadi Qualt. Between Jerusalem and Jericho, there is a valley. It is a totally very scary place. The temperature can go up and if you look into centigrade, 40 plus, and in Fahrenheit it can go 104 degree Fahrenheit. And that particular valley has a reputation of people being robbed, people being killed. So there is a place, real place that is called Valley of Shadow of Death. And David is is comparing and he's realizing that, okay, even if I walk through that valley, that is a danger, I will not fear because you are with me. He is not saying that you will be with me. He's not saying that you will walk with me. He is living like a reality. You are with me. Whether I'm in a palace, you are with me. Whether I'm in a valley of shadow of death, you are with me. Whether I'm in a field, you are with me. Whether I'm on a street, you are with me. He is living in this presence. And I think that we all need to start focusing on the promises of God. Will He be there? Whether He is there. And another thing I realize, that there is another valley that he has encountered. Scholars believe that Psalm 23 was written towards the end of David's life, so he has lifelong experience. But in the beginning of his life, when he was just a teenager boy, he killed a giant named Goliath. And Goliath was killed in a valley called Valley of Elah. So David knew that when I walk through the valley, God will be with me. Because when I faced Goliath in the Valley of Elah, God was with me. I don't think that it was David's skill that killed Goliath. I believe that when David used his slingshot and threw the stones, the trajectory of stone, God directed towards the forehead of Goliath. And that's how he must have been killed. And David realized that God was with me in a valley. So I would encourage, look into the time of the valley of your life in the past years, past decade. Was God with you in that valley? Then let us focus on or remember those promises God has come through, that in the future we can also say that even I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I fear no evil, because you are with me. It is not you will be, you are with me. I am in my home, you are with me. I am on the road, you are with me. I am, no matter what valley I walk through, you will be with me. I think that this psalm taught me so much, and I hope that it has encouraged you that David is focused. That just like David, we can focus on the promise and the loving kindness of God, not on the situation that we are in. May God bless you.